So Alvin's question or statement brings something interesting to bear. A man who bases life on the things of the earth, a world man, how would he understand the things happening spiritually? Concert. I'm going to explain that in greater detail. He goes on to say that the true Christians do not be deceived by the devil's tricks. He finds ways and means to distract you from the promise of the Father ahead of us. Don't lose focus. Be vigilant. Oh, for the time is nearer than you think. Ayo, Alvin. This is where I say that the world has deceived you. First, I'm gonna come back to the first statement last. True Christians cannot be deceived by the devil. If that is your belief, then there are no such things as true Christians. Because if you were someone who believes in the ethos of the God and the devil, then the devil has certainly tricked you on many occasions. If the devil hasn't tricked you on many occasions, then you will be living a perfect life as the deity that you believe in, that you may call Jesus or Yeshua, Yehoshua, or whatever name you give him. Because your own book said that every one of you are born into sin. Your own book says that every one of you falls short of the glory. Therefore, if you are falling short of the glory, if every one of you are born into sin, if each one of you are not on your own good enough to make it into these heavenly gates, then you have been deceived by this character that you call the devil. Therefore, there are no true Christians, not even yourself. The idea that the time is near, from the beginning of this book and any other religion in any history of people, the end has always been near. According to your Christian manuscripts, Paul thought the end was near. Your book says that this generation will not pass, and once that generation passed, it was re-edited in doctrine to make it say the generation meaning anyone born after Jesus had come. That is the generation. But at the time frame that those people wrote it, a generation was about 40 years. But every group through every time has pointed to every pandemic, to every blood moon, to every time the oceans have had red tide or anything like that, and have said these are signs, these are signs. Millions of meteorites fall on the earth every night, every day. But a good sized one fall, you claim that it is the end. But your book says that no one knows the time, but it is always near. But the better statement that you made, and the one that I would like to extrapolate more on, is the one saying that a man who bases his life on the earth, a world man, cannot understand the spiritual things. This is really for those who are of like mind as myself. A person who cannot understand the mechanisms of the matter plane of existence, the mechanisms of nature, and how we exist currently as a divine and spiritual being, an energetic being. You cannot understand how you function in this matter plane of existence and come into concert with nature, with the way, because your deity, as you would proclaim, created all of nature. And this is like elementary, or I even give you middle school. You cannot progress to high school, to college, until you come into one accord with the matter plane of existence. If you cannot understand how cause and effect works on the matter plane of existence, you will never understand how cause and effect works on the spiritual plane. If you cannot understand how mentalism and the laws of mentalism work on this matter plane of existence, you'll never understand how mentalism works on the spiritual plane. If you cannot understand how the laws of gender, the law of vibration and frequency, and reciprocity works on the matter plane of existence, you will never understand how things work on the spiritual plane. You see, many people who are caught up into religion and culture and doctrine, they want to skip the grades. They want to go directly to college. They want to go directly to a PhD. But truth be told, you haven't even started school yet. You haven't even went to pre-K. Because what you think is that you are already skipping ahead to be a spiritual being and understanding the spiritual plane, but not realizing that the matter plane of existence, the atomic plane, the plant plane, the animal plane, the spiritual plane, and whatever is beyond that are all interconnected. You see, the law of correspondence shows that all these planes of existence, all these mental states are all connected in a preceding format for you to be able to elevate yourself into the Christ mind or the Buddha head or whatever higher chakras that you want, that you deal with. However you like to phrase it that fits better with your understanding. If you cannot progress through those, you can never even truly understand the spiritual plane. Let me give it to you in the chakra format. Your base matter plane chakras are your foundation chakra, your sexual chakra, and your power chakra. Once you hit the heart chakra, there's a 90-degree turn that leads you into the most spiritual chakra, which will be your throat chakra and your third eye. At your third eye, there's another 90-degree turn that takes you into your higher self. If you haven't mastered the lower planes, the lower chakras, then your higher chakras will never fully open. You may see parts, spurts, a little bit here and there. But if your foundation chakra is blocked by fear of the unknown, fear of what you've experienced and the desire to never experience them again, but you live in the fear of them so you don't take those risks to be able to overcome your fears. If you're still living in shame, in your sacral chakra, guilt in your power chakra, or you are emotionless because of the pain and hurt that you felt in your heart chakra, until you open those chakras and live without fear, live without guilt, live without shame, open yourself up to the ability to be able to love beyond the matter plane concept of love, you can never get to your throat chakra to get a true understanding of who you are. Get into your third eye so that you see how all things are connected and see how you mentally manifest things through the frequency of thought, so that you can release the earthly attachments, the matter attachments, and then rise into your Christ mind, and then rise above that into your Buddha mind. You will fail the test every time. You want to skip those chakras and just be spiritual and just be in your crown. And you believe that an outside force like a Jesus or Muhammad's or Krishna's or any of these demigod-like creations of man's mind can just uplift you to that point without understanding the process of getting beyond those fears, anxieties, those guilts, that shame, those lies that you tell yourself, that belief that everything is separated, not truly understanding how to open yourself to higher forms of love. You'll say that you have agape love, that is love without barriers, love without consequences, love without the person having to do something first, or the situation has to be something first. You'll talk about that. You'll say that you have unconditional love. But truth be told, all your love is still conditional. Conditional to whether or not you worship a deity, whether or not people agree with you in the worship of that deity, whether or not people live a certain lifestyle that is approved by that deity. Those are conditional loves. And as long as you maintain those conditional loves, you can never elevate to the spiritual plane. So if you are not living your life based on how nature moves, no tree branches are so ignorant as to fight amongst themselves for sunlight, but yet reaches out and separate themselves to gain as much sunlight as they can, but still maintain their connection to the trunk of the tree, still maintain a connection to the roots, to the earth, to the nutrients of the ground, to the water, to everything that sustains life for the tree, and don't fight amongst each other. When you understand that, you'll understand why all these religions are branches fighting amongst themselves. So understand nature, and you can understand spirit. It's that simple.